Hey, theater arts, high school credit. It's Miss Chernovek. Most of you know me, so I should not have to introduce myself, but we do have two new class members that are coming from different schools. So, welcome to those kiddos that do not know me and do not know the rest of the group. Don't worry, the group that's coming in for high school credit this year, some of them are my babies that I've had since sixth grade. Others were seventh graders last year that had just taken theater for the first time. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this group comes together and is able to born, form, able to form a new acting group, despite the fact that we are online. One thing you may notice is that I am not at school right now. I decided to come home and record some videos just to get myself out of the classroom because it gets a little lonely and weird when you're just in that big old classroom by yourself for hours on end. But most of the time when you see me, I will be on campus in my classroom talking to you. So this is just a little welcome back video. To say hello, tell you what you're in store for this school year, and to go from there. So to start, I can't even begin to explain to you how overwhelming and confusing everything is as a school teacher. So I can only imagine how difficult it is for you guys as students to figure out this school year and how to navigate your world and try to have some semblance of a normal life despite COVID. It is a historic moment. This is something that is literally going to change our world this time period. It's going to change the way we live our lives. It's going to change the way people pursue their futures. Not just in your generation, this is literally going to alter life forever. So for starters, anything that is our idea or our concept of what is normal, we need to kind of toss aside and just do our very best that we can with what we've got every single day. So I am really trying to be the best teacher that I can be this school year, even though we're going to be virtual. And let me explain a little bit what that sounds like from a theater perspective, particularly for you guys for high school credit. High school credit is generally a production-based class, meaning that everything that we do is a show in some way, and depending on whether you're an actor or you're a techie or you're both, that's kind of geared toward where you're going to focus your energy on this year. So my kids that had me last year for theater 2, you guys are the ones that I took to UIL, which is not my norm, but my high school credit class last year, as you guys know, was just not up to par to doing a competition show. So they did a Christmas show while you guys did the UIL one-act play. This year, hopefully, you guys will be doing the UIL one-act play. But as the future is very uncertain with what everything holds, I don't know yet if UIL is even happening. Right now, it is. But that could easily change. We've been told to look at what the football program is doing and what sports are doing, and that is kind of going to give us an idea of what's to come for everything else. So, if we do UIL competition, I have chosen my show. And so the show that we are going to do this year is called Our Town. It's a show that I actually read back when I was in middle school, and I loved it. It is set about 150 years ago in a small town, and it's about the small town and the people that live there, and about a girl and a guy that have known each other since they were kids, and they fall in love and they get married. And it's kind of a boring show. At least if you say that you're going to do Our Town, everyone in the theater world is like, oh my gosh, Our Town, it's been done. It's overkill. But before you freak out and say, why would you pick a boring show for us to do? How is that relevant? Why would we want to do a boring show that takes place 150 years ago? Hold on a second, okay? Our Town is a 3-act show. So remember, 1-act play is 1 act. So if we do Our Town, we can only do one of those acts. So I chose the last act, Act 3. And in Act 3, I don't want to ruin the show for you because we will be studying it no matter what. But in Act 3, I'm sorry to tell you, the main character dies. And Act 3 is all about her funeral. And when she first dies and she goes to the cemetery with all the other dead people and kind of starts to reflect and understand what life is all about. And I chose that act and I chose this play for the fact that it can be rehearsed via social distancing. It can be performed via social distancing, even if we're all on stage 6 feet apart. Means that we can take off our masks and we can still act and we can still play it. But most importantly, I picked it because it does speak very much to what's happening in the world and our ability to kind of reevaluate our choices and respect life and the reason that we're living and to appreciate every single moment that we've got, because that's what it's all about. So we have the opportunity to hopefully take this show to competition that is going to have a very impactful emotional reaction within the audience, which is something that I've never really done before with our UIL 1-act play competition. My first show that I did was a very sarcastic kind of absurdist comedy. And then the comedy that we did last year was very innocent and playful and sweet. So I wanted to take it a different direction this year, and I want to push you guys in a different direction. So that is the show that I picked. I promise that if we are able to do a production in the springtime, I will try and find something really, really fun and upbeat to kind of counteract that. But all of that will not even happen. We will not even start studying that show until the second marking period, okay? The first marking period is going to look a little different from what I normally do with my high school credit kids, and I will tell you why. There's a good chunk of you that are in this class that only took theater for 1 year. If you took that class last year amidst all the COVID stuff, you missed a good chunk of what I would normally teach in your first intro to theater class. And besides that, a lot of you either took it last year for just a little bit, or you took it way back when you were 6th graders and you've forgotten stuff probably since then. So your first marking period is going to be very similar to what my Theater 1s and my Theater 2s are doing. We're going to kind of retouch on theater basics and just do a lot of getting to know you stuff, hopefully some fun stuff, and just kind of rebuilding those foundational theater blocks to get your minds back in the game. And then when the second marking period comes, that's when we'll really switch gears and start turning up the volume on taking you guys to the next level with your acting skills and with your technical skills, okay? So like I said, it's a very unpredictable year. So I don't know what that all will look like yet at this point. But I'm hoping it's a year that you guys enjoy and that we just have a lot of fun together. On that note, what else did I want to tell you guys in high school credit? I think that's about it. We will definitely Zoom. You guys will definitely be Zooming with me every day. Okay. I realize that the expectation is that you will sign on. You will try to sign on every day in all of your classes during your assigned class time. But I do realize that there are some of you that maybe don't have access to the internet, or you're sharing your devices, and so you can't do that. And typically, if you were just any elective level, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. But high school credit level is, you're earning high school credit for it. At least that's your goal, is to get good enough of a grade to earn high school credit. So I'm telling you guys now that I expect all of you to sign on to Zoom during our assigned class period And if you are unable to, because like I said, because you have to share a device or there's some reason that you are not able to be near internet at that time, I need to hear that from not just you, but from your parents also. Because that way I will know you're not just making it up or sleeping in or doing that sort of thing. I need to know that there's a reason why you guys aren't able to turn up when you need to. If you guys have any questions for me, like I said, I'm going to be on Zoom with you guys every day because part of that reason is because you guys are the reason I came back to Manor and I stuck it through COVID, was to come back and see y'all's pretty happy faces. I know we lost a lot of our classmates to Nolan or to the rezoning of the schools or just some that moved away. And that's really, really sad because there are some of you that I just love and adore and I don't get to see. So if you are still in connection with any of our buddies that we have lost, please tell them that I miss them and that I hope they succeed and do really well with their new theater teachers and their new programs. And hopefully we all see each other at UIL when I play competition this year. And if not, then I expect to see them again someday, somehow, somewhere, because I miss you all very much. And please remember always, always, always that you guys in particular are my why every day for why I go to work, why I do what I do, and why I keep showing up. So you are important to me because you guys are my why. And even my new kids in this class, you guys are my why. I don't know you yet, but you are in high school credit class for a reason. And I can't wait to get to know you guys as well as I know the babies that I've known for forever. I hope we have a great year. And I look forward to talking with you guys more and making some magical theater moments. Bye.